What's going on, everyone? I'm Chris Baker.
And I'm Ty Backer.
Welcome to episode 183 of Behind the ToolBelt with TC Backer Construction.
TC Backer. Roofing, siding, windows, gutters, solar. Roofing, siding, windows, gutters, solar. TC Backer.
Behind the Tool Belt is sponsored by Lead Scout. Find out more at leadscoutapp.com.
I just think our salespeople are being a little bit of, well, lead babies.
Yeah, we don't say lead babies. It's okay for people to specialize in selling instead of canvassing and lead gen for themselves. We call them roofing sales professionals.
Surprisingly, sales are way up as we've built heavier duty lead gen systems and let our salespeople be roofing sales professionals.
Better leads. TC Backer.
Right?
Hey, TC Backer family, roofing family, Behind the ToolBelt family,
right.
Roofle family, all the above, man. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone's enjoying their week. It is Wednesday. We got a banger tonight, man. We got some special guests that flew in from Florida and Minnesota, long travel. Ty, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, brother. How about
Doing
yourself?
great. High
Great
energy,
week?
man. I'm feeling good.
Great week. Finally stopped raining. We've had rain for like a week,
We needed
week and a
it.
half.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
needed
totally
it.
needed it. Vic and I were down in Greenville, South Carolina last week. It rained like hell the entire time. I can usually deal with that for about 3 days, but then it starts to affect my emotions a little bit. After the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th day of rain, continuous rain, it's tough to keep the spirits up, but we did it. I stayed inside, but it's been a good week, positive week, a lot of great things going on. We're getting plenty of storms coming through.
Yep.
Everyone's staying busy. We're trying to help out as many homeowners as we possibly can in the midst of the madness. But Bake, like you said, man, we have like 2 extraordinary guests that have arrived. And like we were talking earlier, like we can count on one hand the special guests that we've actually had studio appearances with. So, man, thank you guys for traveling all this way to come see us. It worked out perfect where you could do, 1-2 punch, go up to Philly to the Atlas. I don't even know what the hell that thing is, like Atlas show type thing.
The Atlas thing.
The Atlas thing. And then come down and visit us and actually go out of your way, which says a lot about your guys' character and the friendship that we developed over this past winter, I guess. Mike and I know we've had some great conversations. Travis, you've been on the show a couple times, and so have you, Mike. And you guys are just, top notch, high class, first class, whatever, however tier that you guys want to be on. And we want to hear. I think that you guys got some new shit going on, a lot of exciting stuff, old stuff, new stuff.
Always.
You have no idea.
Really?
The news.
That good?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh,
We're
yeah.
going to get some tea tonight, Ty. We tried to pull it out of him last time and he didn't budge.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get some tea.
No.
Some tea?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Some tea tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
some new stuff, right?
So let's go back to how you lost your job. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Well, I was on this podcast and
No, that's
good
not
stuff,
right
guys.
at all.
Good
It
stuff.
was so exciting to be here.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting us, and yeah, I've been looking forward to this ever since Travis said, "Hey, we're going to go on there." Yeah, being here, checking out the new digs has been great. Thanks for having us here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No problem.
first off, thanks for the humbling intro. Like I'm still
man.
just like, oh wow, you know, fine gentlemen, you know, all these great things. And again, we love this industry. We love all the people that we deal with all the time. It's such great people, you know, all over the place as you see. But yeah, thanks for having us. It was ironic that you'd reached out to me and said, hey, in a couple weeks, would we want to come on? And I was like, actually, we're going to be in Philly. We're going to this Atlas event, so I think it's only a short drive, right?
Yeah.
And so just made the quick drive out here to come be actually in studio. I think it's pretty awesome to come and see what TC Backer is all about, you know, and kind of see the studio and see all the things around here. So yeah, I really appreciate you having us out here. And again, you know, it's great.
Yeah, and you know, and it's nice sometimes to have people come out and just kind of experience like what it is that we do because we try to remain humble and fly under the radar, and sometimes it's kind of nice to show off a little bit, you know what I mean? And you guys gave us that moment to like, hey, come check out our digs, right? And talk a little bit about what it is that we do and how we try to help our industry as a whole, and of course homeowners with their full-time jobs. Yeah. And we talked a little bit about how the podcast got started, and it really started. I thought it was an iPhone 9, but it wasn't. It was the XS. Prior
the
to
iPhone
the
XS,
so in between like 8 and 9, there was an XS. And because I had to go back, there was a question that was asked to us. We had a company fly in and train us on some stuff, and they did They did trivia questions with us to kind of like liven the group up. And they wanted to. One of the questions was when was the first iPhone? What year did it come out? Do you know what it is?
Oh, absolutely. I just posted about it.
Really?
Yeah. So we were cleaning.
You posted a picture of your iPhone.
Because then
We
you
were
can't.
cleaning it out, and I'm a roofer at the time.
You did. I saw it.
I was cleaning
Yes.
out. And my wife came across it. It was an iPhone 1. She got it for me on December of 2007, so it'd only been
Yes.
out for a few months at that point.
Yes.
I still have that beast. I have so many people message me after that and like, hey, do you want to sell that to me? I mean, at this point,
bet.
I mean, who knew? And
That's a relic, man.
And I remember when she gave it to me, looking at it and going, I'm just a roofer. And I'm going to be sticking this thing in a tool belt. It's going to be bouncing around on the roof all day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to destroy this thing. Like, what am I going to do with this? And then you look at it now and like, what would I do without it?
Yeah,
You know,
seriously.
It's
Seriously.
been crazy to see
Yeah.
what technology has done to the
For
roofing
sure.
industry, for sure.
Yeah, no, for real. Because even back then, that was like a highly sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't even say it. Piece of technology, a piece of equipment at that time. Because, like you said, you were afraid to stick it in your tool pouch.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like.
Now they're made out of glass.
I mean, yeah, well, but I don't like. I'm not like maybe like the first week after I get the new one when it comes out. I'm kind of like. But now I throw it in my back pocket. I'll throw it in a tool pouch, whatever. Throw it in the truck, on the desk, whatever, and not really think about it because I've become complacent with. Really, if you think about the technology that goes into this mini computer here, and let's face it, right?
Yeah.
Today, this is our computer, not just our telephone.
Yeah.
It's our directory,
Absolutely.
our encyclopedia, our telephone, amongst GPS, all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's your wallet.
The phone,
It's
yes.
like
right?
You don't even have to carry credit cards on you anymore, man.
Right?
I just started that
the
2 weeks
roofing
ago.
industry is like now finding that evolution too. It's just funny how everything evolves and translates into technology. Like everything is pointing towards technology, and especially the roofing industry right now.
Yeah.
Which I thought would be a good segue for you guys to start talking about.
About what we do
About
and how we do it.
technology.
Technology there.
Yeah.
Help me out here a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we have when was the last time that we had talked? It feels like it's been forever. You know.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So I have no idea what you guys have been up to since.
I know when it was.
December?
You're talking about
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
wintertime, I believe. I believe
was
it
the
was
last
winter.
time? Yeah.
Yeah,
We had you guys on.
Yeah, I think it was probably December. Somewhere
It was
around there.
literally like
Yeah.
2 weeks after I had made the transition. And it was the first public
Really?
announcement. Yeah.
So-
I think a lot of people learned that I was no longer at GAF on
From
your
this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
So
yeah.
We got the tea,
That was-
bro. We didn't even
yeah.
know we got the tea, but we got the tea.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But you came
Oh, it was
back.
raw, man. I'm telling you.
You came back. I had no idea that at that point. Seriously, I would have never. I am not. I mean, I am a dick, but I am not like that much of a vindictive.
Yeah, we literally had no idea.
No.
I mean,
No,
we
and
tell you guys this shit's raw. It's not scripted. It's nothing, and we
No.
accidentally got the tea.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, good times. But yeah, so so since then, and it was funny for me to come from, again, you and I are like old school. You know,
Yeah.
we've been doing this since the 90s. And you know, I was talking to a guy today again, you know, when you get asphalt in your blood and it just doesn't come out. And then for me to think, you know, 30 years into this and now you're making a complete career change into technology of all things. And so it's been a learning curve for me, and the number of things that I've you know, been catching up with, and yeah. But I mean, I feel like I've always tried to be an early adopter for anything new and techy
Right.
that comes out.
Right.
But to see what the Roofle team had done, you know, and the other part of it is that I get to take all the credit for all of our users. Now we're hundreds of users, 49 states, and I'm like, yeah, but it all started when I started.
Because of Mike Goldenstein.
Right? Right?
I think that speaks a lot for Roofle and what you guys had going on.
Hell
To
yes.
take a guy like Mike, as passionate as he is about the roofing industry, and have him make that leap, you know, and into something that he obviously believed in. Like, I think that speaks volumes on what you guys have. Because obviously he's not a dummy. He saw something that's going to be good for the industry that he cared so much about and made that leap. So I think that, like I said, I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah, and think about this too. This was, like you said, early on, and for them to take the risk and the gamble, like, can we afford this? Mike might be too overqualified. You know, that speaks volumes too of the risk taking that you guys took to bring Mike on, and for you too. I'm sure it was scary at times, that fear of the unknown. And we've been on this kick of like, you know, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? And that had to have been an uncomfortable transition for both of you, with you moving up through the ranks as well at the same time, and then meeting Mike. Did you and Mike know each other? Like, how did that
I didn't
connection?
really know. I didn't really know
let's
Mike.
go back
I
a little
really
bit.
didn't really know Mike before that. This really even got presented. I really didn't even know him all that much. And so to hear that he wanted to come over, and I think everybody that he had talked to is as passionate as I am about what we're doing, and as far as where we're going and seeing the direction. And I think that whenever we were able to sit down with him and have a conversation as far as what we're doing now, and then where we're going, and have a very clear roadmap as far as what we're looking to do in the future.
Yeah.
And we're very passionate about that. I don't want to say that, you know, we sold him on it, but I think he just kind of sensed as far as like really what the passion is that we had in the direction that we're going. And again, it's new, it's different. But let me tell you, when people look at you and they say, wow, you guys are doing something no one's ever done before. And how do you guys get contractors to actually show their price online and all these things? Like, you guys are doing all these things that's where no one ever thought you're able to do those things.
Yeah.
We've been able to do them. And really, everyone on our team is so great whenever they meet with contractors, and the education that we give to our contractors on how to do this, how to do it right, and how to make sure that they're in the right direction is really what we're passionate about. Because we're not just building software and technology. We've also became consultants kind of by accident, because when they buy a CRM, they know what they're buying, they know what they're getting themselves into and how to set that up for the most part. But when they talk to us, it's something that's completely new and it's completely different. So when it came back to, as far as, you know, having a conversation with Mike, you know, I think that he was just like, wow, this is pretty amazing. I really want to be a part of it. And anybody that I talked to, you know, prior to bringing him on, was like, yeah, he's going to do great things. He's a great guy. He's going to be able to help you guys out. He's going to do all these good things. So, you know, at that moment, I was like, to me, it was a no-brainer as far as like to bring him on. And it was a big piece for us. Bringing somebody from that's so well known in the industry over here is like, whoa, wait, what's going on over there? They were able to get Mike to come over there and, you know, join them and things like that. And so bringing over some other people that work with us as well, and, you know, even some more that will be coming here in the near future, that people are like, whoa, wait, they're bringing on those people. So, you know, and again, we want everyone to be passionate about what we're doing and see our vision, and they all believe in it, and they all want to be in the same direction. Like, we truly feel that everybody, when they wake up in the morning, they love to come to work. And we hear it daily. Like, I love being here. I love what we're doing. Everything that we do is always new every single day. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. Have you guys ever sat back and just thought about how hard it is and how fortunate you guys are in the era of technology to find something in technology that no one has ever done before? Like, do you realize how hard that is to do, to come up with something that no one's thought about in the technology space.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, people do it all the time. They say you guys got to
Great
really
question.
sit down and be humble, and you got to sit down and really look back and say, "Wow!" But you know, we're looking forward to a mission that we're trying to accomplish, and I don't think we do it enough to really look
Right.
at it and really sit down and think about it and say, like, "Wow!" At some point, you know, at the end of the day, when this is all said and done, we're gonna look back and say, "Wow, we did all of that."
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, everyone on our team since we started this has been just so passionate about it and what we're doing, and they've never given up, and they've given 110% day
Yeah.
in and day out for what we're doing. But you know, recently we've been able to really sit down and really look at it. You know, recently with some things that have happened within our organization, to really look down and say, "Wow, like we're very, very fortunate to be
Yeah.
where we are and what we've done, and to get buy-in from so many contractors and believe what we're doing and see really the vision." I mean, it's been truly, truly humbling, and
Yeah.
for people to come up and say, like, at some of these events, like, "Hey, you come up to speak. We want to hear you guys talk about all the futures of what's going to happen. We really want to hear about that. We don't want to hear about what's happened in the past. Well, a lot of you guys have to talk about. We want to hear what happens, in the future."
Yeah,
So
where are you going?
it's truly, truly humbling. And like I said, we don't do it enough, and we should do it obviously a lot more. But yeah, it feels truly amazing. It really to be where we are and what we're doing, and to get people that are well known in the industry and say, "Wow, okay, I believe in this. I believe in what you guys are doing, and this is essentially the future." And so yeah, it's incredibly humbling.
That's awesome. Mike, did you buy into that vision, or did you buy into the person, the culture, the vibe that you got from that meeting? Like, did you already know going into that like this is something that I believe in, that I want to hop on, or was it more of like a culture thing that you bought into?
100% culture. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it took me probably a couple of months, and that's why I want to make it very clear that I don't feel like I really have anything to, like, these guys built something that sells itself. So it's an honor to be able to do that. But like our team, our sales team has really been in it. So just so you know, our first subscriber came a year ago, 2 days ago. So well before I ever got here. So yeah, so I was just totally joking when I say, I can claim anything as to what they've built, how they've built it, the culture that they have, though, and that's what from the first time I met Travis and Joe, and I've known some, Joe and Matthew, and first time meeting Brad, but here's a team that's a family, and I know that's why I think we all get together so well, because we know the culture that we like to work in, and it's been such a great thing, and with Deandra and the. You guys got to know her and Bill and these guys and Michael. They've been here since the beginning, and they're still with us now. And they have accomplished something that's been. I couldn't not say no to this opportunity. For sure.
Yeah. You bring up something that actually that I did think about for about 30 seconds to a minute. Was the other day one of our sales reps was like, "Hey, it was Bill." He's like, "Hey, do you realize that today is 1 year since we did the first demo and had the first sale of this product?" And I was like, "Whoa, it's been 1 year! Wow, what an incredible ride it has been for that 1 year mark." Essentially, it happened essentially 2 days ago, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it just seems like it's been so much longer than that too. And obviously you guys are passionate about this because you guys have put in a lot of work into this, and it's definitely something that you guys obviously enjoy to do, because I know traveling as much as you guys do is grueling, and that also says a lot about you guys in general, because to be able to travel in sometimes tight quarters and just traveling and being around that same individual or individuals continuously week after week, month after month, being on the road, of lack of sleep, being away from your family, all of those things, living a horrible diet, not being able to be in your regular routine or atmosphere, says a lot about you guys. So how are you handling that? Because I know for us, when we traveled, it was a different experience. None of us really, I mean, Vic is a musician and got to go tour and stuff like that. But we, as far as like logistics, like is the equipment going to show up? And then we dialed that in, and finally Ippy and Vic was voluntold to, drive the equipment now, because we are not doing that again.
I remember that FedEx package or UPS package that never showed up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But how are you guys dealing with that? Like, so 2 questions here. Actually, I should probably wait on the other one, but how are you adapting? How have you been able to adapt? Like, are you just timing your wife at night? Like, are they coming with you now? Like, what are you guys doing? Are you...
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I have 5 kids at home, and a wonderful supporting wife that, you know, it was weird for me because I'm coming off of about what 3 weeks that haven't traveled at all, and you know, getting to my wife going, isn't there someplace you need to be?
Yeah.
But no, she's been she has been a support to this, and I've been traveling for a long time. You know, so I was traveling quite a bit with GAF.
Okay.
And I was even before that. So, I mean, when I graduated high school in 1992, the first thing I did was go on the road and shingling salt domes around the country. So, living out of the suitcases is old habit for me. But yeah, having wife and 5 kids at home, it's stressful. It absolutely is stressful, and I wouldn't say that I wouldn't wish it probably on it. Most people probably couldn't make it work, and I have a very gracious wife. Let's just put it that way. That allows me to do
That
this
helps.
and come home and you know, keep things together. But it's been 26 years,
No doubt.
that we've been
Amazing.
married. So yeah,
And
still-
most you have adopted children as well, right? You
Yeah.
don't mind talking about that, do you?
Yeah.
I mean, because that again, this goes back into the type of person that you are, the caring, loving, and you know, empathetic.
Yeah, and again, that's I give that all to my wife and her passion for it. But I was adopted myself, and her passion is for foster care specifically. And so we were fostering from 2013 to now. We're still licensed. We haven't taken many kids now, but we've had 36 kids through children through our home over the years, and one of them stuck. And so my little guy, he's just turned 7, has been with us since he was a day old, and we brought him home from the hospital.
Amazing.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
Matt,
impact.
Yeah, so it's been great, but again, you know, my wife was home that whole time with 4 little kids when I was running around
Traveling.
North South Dakota. You know, I'd leave at 3:00 in the morning on a Sunday, and sometimes hopefully get back by Friday night. And you know, for her to make that kind of sacrifice so that I can chase, you know, what I was chasing, and now hopefully I'll pay her back a little bit here.
Right on. Yeah.
some point.
No, good, man. And again, it goes back into the type of person that you are, Mike. And I think, like you said, you touched on it earlier, what attracted us, you know, as like, are you guys going to the next show? It's like, hell yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, and I think I can speak on the behalf of Vic and Nippy. It was like, you guys helped motivate us. Like, yeah, we're going. If you guys are going, we're going. Yeah. You know, we'll be there, because it was like, you guys had become our family. And I'm sure this was the second part to that question is do you find it being or feeling weird when you're home too long? Like you're itching to go back on the road? Because it's a tough transition. It really is. Like you almost get used to living out of a suitcase.
Yeah, there was actually a stretch there for 40 days where I slept in my own bed for 3 days.
Wow.
That was it. Like it was, and I think you probably know that time frame of the year when it's like back to back shows that you go to, and other things like that. So yeah, it gets you know, a little difficult. But you know, and for me, I have my kids every other week. So like for me, especially, it's like if either I'm with them or you know I'm traveling. You know, so it becomes you know difficult to be on the road. So you have to literally live on FaceTime sometimes just to be able to have that face to face type of contact with the loved ones that you have back at home while you're on the road. But when you get on the road, you can't wait to get back, you know, get back home. And then once you get back home for that period of time, then you're like, when am I going on the road again? When is that next trip coming? Because you look for that next trip, because again, it becomes more like family, you know, that you're going to see people when you go to these shows or you go to these events or you travel, you see so many people that you know and people that you respect and people that you care about that you get to see, which most industries don't get to have that, where we are very, very fortunate to be in an industry where you get to have those types of things. So I think I do find myself sometimes after it's been about a week or so, I'm like, wait, when's that next trip coming up? Because it feels like I've been here for too long at a certain point.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're right too, because it's like we became family, like we were carnies. Almost.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's like we were missing our family, and it was like, and there was a couple other people too, but not many of us that went to almost every show. And then unfortunately, we had to make a pit stop, and you guys continued to keep going. You know what I mean? And that I don't know if we would have. One of us would have probably ended up dead from killing each other, or something would have broke or busted, or something would have, you know, where we were ready for a break to get home, and you know, but Jana, she was a ride or die the whole time, and that really helps, you know, having the family at home that's caring, loving, supporting of what you're doing, because they get what you're doing, they understand what you're doing, right? And it's like you both kind of, not, I don't want to say you know each other's role. Like you're doing your part, she's doing her part, and you're both grateful for that. Like you're not taking that for granted, right?
And it was such a privilege to get to know Jen on one of our trips, and I'll be honest, I was this close. Travis knows how close I was to putting her face on one of those professional wrestlers today. So, I had the best one picked out. I'm like,
Yeah, you should
you should have. I chickened out.
Yeah, she's a true ride or die, and everybody here knows that
Absolutely.
she is the true boss, and we would have got what you were putting down for sure. But no, it's been great. So so catch us up. So we haven't seen each other for a couple months. I feel like you guys are, the innovations getting more innovative, and so fill everybody in.
Yeah, I mean, so really the biggest things that we've done recently was we released Rep Quotes, which is basically taking our technology and being able to use it in the field, and we have that integration recently with Sales Rabbit so that you can use it within Sales Rabbit as well.
Nice.
So not only are you able to basically put it on your website and use it that way, but now you can actually give it to your sales reps to actually use in the field as well. Because we know a lot of times sales reps are in the field, the homeowner wants just some sort of price, and they want to just try to rush it up and not wait weeks, days, months to be able to get a quote.
Oh yeah.
So now essentially you can do that process while in the home with them, as well. So I mean, that's kind of like, it was a request by a lot of our contractors to say, hey, we really want to be able to use this with our canvassers or our in-home sales reps to be able to use this. And so that was a feature we released, I think it was about a month or 2 months ago now probably, where it's been able to take that feature and actually have it, and then having additional logins and different controls that you can give to your sales reps, things like that. It was one of the bigger releases that we recently had just released. But now it's more about, currently we've been working on a big one that we're going to be announcing in the middle of July. It's a partnership that most times this company doesn't work with companies like us. I think people will be really surprised when essentially the partnership gets announced as far as like the new integration that we're going to be released in the middle of next month, which is going to be kind of the next level, right? So our whole goal is that whole path down to e-commerce. And so when we thought about releasing this technology, I'm like, there's just no way that we're going to be able to release all these pieces to contractors and then they'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll adopt all these new pieces and that'll be fine. I know how hard it is to implement new processes within your company. I mean, I ran a construction company for a long time. And so I knew it'd take weeks, months, even years sometimes to implement a new process. So if you give them a massive things like that, they're going to say, no way, I don't want it. It's too much time. It's too much delegation, all these other things. So slowly releasing all these pieces as we go down that line. So the goal is the full-on e-commerce piece to where by the end of the year, we'll be there. Essentially, by the end of the year, you're going to be able to essentially have homeowners essentially be able to buy right there on your website where they actually click, give a credit card and things like that, which we did that for years. So consumers will put a credit card in and actually put a down payment down and things like that. So like they actually are willing to do so. Wow. So just sticking along that line, that way we deterred off of that as far as sticking down that line and going down that path. But really now they're bigger pieces we're going to be releasing, bigger integrations with strategic partners that make a lot of sense as we go forward to basically get from essentially where they start by seeing what this thing's initially going to cost and then nicely flowing down that path to essentially buying. And another big piece of that was Contractor Loan Pro that we released. So basically now the finance integration. So now customer comes to your website and they're able to actually get pre-approved for financing before they actually meet with a sales rep. First of its kind that's out there. And we've heard from our finance partner, being Moment, who's who we partner with on it. They're like, this is the best integration we've done. And we have hundreds and hundreds of partners we work with. This is by far the best integration that we've done. We just actually launched that. It was in beta for a while. We launched it a couple weeks ago. And I think that we're close to 100 contractors now that are signed up with that within the platform.
And that was launched, a month ago?
2 to 3 weeks ago, I think the official launch.
Okay.
So we were in beta for a little bit because we had to beta test it.
Yeah.
And then we actually launched it to everybody and opened it to anybody and everybody to be able to do it. And we've already got right about 100 that I think that have signed up.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, was that existing or new?
So it's new. So it's definitely a new piece that we released. Yeah. So it was something that we kind of teased out there just to get people to like actually volunteer for the beta.
Yeah.
So when we teased it out there, people were like, yeah, we want to do it. So then we got people to actually say, I'll do the beta. The beta I think was like 2 months long, something like that, because there's a lot of work there when you think about trying to integrate the contractors financing stuff into this piece over here, and then processing payments and things like that, all within the same platform. So it was a lot of moving parts, and so it was. I mean, our guys did an amazing job of developing that, and it's so smooth and it's so clean, and it's so easy for the homeowner to actually get approved for financing just right then and there. And
Dude,
so,
that speaks volumes for your team because you look at any kind of like new technology releases, to have a 2-month beta and then have that thing launch and 2 weeks ago and you have all these signups. Obviously your beta was successful. So your team did a hell of a job.
For sure.
Ironing out the issues and all that stuff, man. That's awesome.
Another thing to be humble and grateful for is that the team that we have, and we hear it so much from all the partners we work with. We work with some of the largest people you can think of in this industry, and they're like, wow, your team is by far the best team I've ever worked with. You guys are flawless on everything that you guys execute on, and we're so grateful for the people that we have on our team and working on all these things, because we're able to pull off a beta for such a short period of time and then launch it. Everyone's like, yep, I'm in. I want to get in. And to have it essentially launched flawlessly is simply just amazing. I think it's why we have been so successful with the UX design that we have and how everything flows, and we make it so easy for everything, for not only the customer to be able to browse, but also for the contractor to be able to go there and set everything up and make it so easy for them.
Yeah, because that's what I was just thinking, because yes, you can have a great product, but if it's super confusing and hard to implement or integrate into someone's existing training or workflow or whatever, because I know we've struggled with certain processes too that we thought were like no-brainers. Right. But I don't know if it was like due to just poor training period or those that were training it or whatever. So that speaks volume right there on A, the platform that it performs so well, and B, however you're relaying that message and integrating that within somebody's construction company. Now, let's go back to the financing piece of this. Now, is this financing that you guys are offering, or if we offer financing, you're integrating it with our financing?
So currently, right now, it's only strictly for Moment right now. So you have to be signed up with Moment.
Yep,
so
great
that's what it is. Yep, it's a great company.
Yep.
And the rate sheet, I would compare it against any other company that's out there. So it's almost a no-brainer for a lot of the contractors. Like these rates are as good, if not better, than the rates I already have. And we make it so easy for you to be able to apply. It's right there in the portal. It's a couple of clicks. You fill out the paperwork really quick. You submit it. So we can actually do it during your onboarding call. So and so once we do the onboarding call, we actually already have you signed up as a contractor. So a lot of these contractors, they've never even done financing before. Like, this is my first time even applying for financing. I'm like,
wow, because we just switched financing companies, and there was a good process. Now the platform that we're on now is very robust, and it's multiple banks. So there's like a second chance look option and all kinds of different stuff with it. But it was almost, I felt like they had what's that thing that they stick up your butt to
they probed you.
They probed you.
like not a microscope, but something.
We have a butt probe too. Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, jeepers creepers, like what is taking so long? But there's multiple banks that are probing you. But to do it on the call like that. So I'm assuming it's like a soft pull on somebody's credit, or
So I mean, when the contractor signs up, there is a little bit of a lag period there because they have to deposits to accounts and things like that. But essentially, the main part of the approval process is done right then and there.
That's
and
amazing.
Moment has done it so nicely to be able to make it work so well. I highly recommend them. And again, we're going to be working with some other ones here down the road that will integrate into the platform, because some people are very, very loyal to some of them. But the key piece to all of this is really the soft pull on the homeowner side. Because it's not an invasive process for them to be able to do the soft pull compared to doing a hard pull. We're like, now you're gonna hit my credit. I don't really know all these things yet. But the other side of it is really that soft pull process. But we make it so easy for the contractor and also so easy for the homeowner. And so that's where, again, the integration is so nice and clean. Is because contractors are like, okay, this is easy. I can get this done in 10 minutes while I'm on the phone with you going through everything else. And I'm already approved. And now I have to wait a day or two for these deposits to come through. I submit those back right here in my portal, and now I'm already signed up.
Wow.
So they make it so easy compared to the horror stories like you're talking about, as far as all these different probes and things like that they have to do. It's much easier than that. Much easier.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's great, and it's really taking off. That's
very exciting stuff. Because we're subscribers to the Roof Quote Pro. I still struggle with that a little bit. It's a tongue twister, but I feel like we've gotten maybe a little more creative than what most people would have, and I'm kind of afraid to share what all we do with it, but it has been a huge arrow in our quiver. I mean, it really has been The amount of responses that we've received over the way that we've been using it, to me, has been worth its weight in gold. I mean, it really has, especially here on a local level, is where we've been doing our beta test with your product in different areas and forms where people can see it, right? Like, we're bringing it to them. Right, they're not coming just to our website, but we're like putting it in front of them, and it's amazing the amount of people that are like, because it's taking the pain point out. Like, we've all heard the horror stories. We called them, they didn't answer the phone, right? Especially with the roofing industry, right? They came out, but they never got back to us. They set the appointment, but they never showed up. It's like, let's take the pain point away when on Sunday or whenever's in their time, their quiet time, where they can go to your website and fill out the form. It takes literally 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I think it's 26, but to round it up, 30 seconds to go into our website and fill out your information, and then within 30 seconds, you have a quote. And we set it up so there's 3 different good, better, best. Is how we set it up. And it's true numbers too, is what we put in there. I actually thought at first maybe we might want to lower our numbers, but then it was kind of like deceiving. So it was like, we got our gold pledge in there, we got the silver, and we got our weather stopper. So you got the good, better, best. That's why we chose to go that option. But we've received so much response from this. I'll be honest with you, I was leery. I'm like, roofing e-commerce now? It's coming.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I hear a lot, from contractors. And when we're having this conversation, because it's not just a product. That's one of the things I enjoy about my job too. Is we're not just selling a product, but it's actually this whole thing and this idea of e-commerce. And to be clear, we are not bringing e-commerce to the contractors. E-commerce, the local contractor is surrounded by e-commerce is coming your way. Our role is to empower that local contractor to have it and have all that technology and the ability to
be ready
succeed doing that before they lose that market share. And to me, that's the most important part, because once we talk about this, Amazon, like who hates Amazon because of the ease it is and the material, the stuff that you can get on there, how quick it is, how easy it is. What they hate about it is that it's the only one. Good luck competing against Amazon. And yet with Roof Quote Pro and the way that Roofle has built this thing, the local contractor is now empowered to grab that market share now before e-commerce swallows them up.
Yeah, it's a great point. Great point. And it is. It truly is. And the traction that we've received on it, we're definitely using it, and we're going to use it more and get more creative on how we're using it to get it out in front of people, because it's one more tool that we use, because like our methodology of touch points, right? Like he who wins, he who gets 11 first wins, right? So we try to hurry up and fill that gap quick. And that's just been like our philosophy over the past several years. But now we got this to add into that, right? Like, so not only are you seeing our logo, but there's a QR code there. Instant quote, 30 seconds. Bam. Like, now you're way out in front of hundreds of contractors, because you just put this in their face before anyone else. You know what I mean? Because it was so painful for them to pick the phone up. Like, God, I don't want to deal with a roofing contractor. Betty down the street got ripped off, whatever the case might be, right? Never showed up, just like we talked about earlier. Right there, bam, QR code or website or whatever, but we're putting it everywhere so everybody sees it. And it's crazy the amount of people that are using it. And we talked earlier about Gen Z, Gen X. What's the
Z? Z. I think we're on Z now.
But what's after Z? Are we going to go to numbers then? Or are we going to
go I don't know, but whatever generation is the largest generation right now. What
I
is
think
it?
we're going to go back to baby
millennials.
Millennials.
I'm sorry, millennials. It's millennials. The millennials. I'm sorry. I'll take back what I said earlier. Millennials are the largest generation we have ever seen. Okay, so how do they buy stuff? How do they communicate?
Online.
Right, like things are different with them. That's just my son. Rocket, who's 14 years old, brings an iPad home from school. Like, that's all he has. That's all he carries. That's what they do, right? Like, he knows how to use it and operate it better than I do. QR code all day long. Purchasing things, like, that's how his whole bedroom is
Go to a
filled
restaurant.
with things that he purchased online.
Yeah. How many
Go to a
restaurants
restaurant.
you have to scan the QR
Yep.
code
Yes.
now to get the menu on your
Yep.
phone?
Right.
Yeah.
You can't help but scan a QR code. You put that thing in front of people, they're gonna scan it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's kind of cool. I wonder what my roof quote
Right.
would cost me.
Right.
You know?
And that's just the innovation. If you're not keeping up with those things right now, you're unfortunately going to be left in the dust.
Absolutely.
You really are. Because it just, like you said, it's coming for us. You're not going at us. It's
Right.
coming for us. E-commerce is coming for the roofing industry. And if you don't adapt and just be okay with it or just implement it.
It's either going to happen to you or it's going to happen for you.
Yes,
You
right.
get to choose which
Either
one
you're
that's
going
going
to
to be.
become irrelevant or obsolete, like some of the other tools that in the roofing industry have become obsolete, right? That's what's going to happen to your physical companies, become obsolete if you don't keep up with technology today, and especially
Yeah.
e-commerce. I think it's huge. Is there no one else is doing this, are they? I know
Well,
you mentioned.
I want to, because here's the thing, and this is what I'm saying: you got to take this stuff seriously and have this conversation now, because we just had last week, 2 weeks ago, the first manufacturer who now has an instant estimator on their portal, and the manufacturer now owns those leads. So that's why I say it's already here, and it's not our technology. So we do have some competitors, and they're becoming more and more numerous, because listen, it's not us driving it; it is coming. Now, what you do have with us is years of development. That's the user experience is completely different with us.
Because Huffman Weber has been using this technology themselves as like a special hidden golden
Not so
silver
hidden,
right, not so hidden
Yeah.
gem that you guys have been using. So this isn't new, like you just didn't come out with this a year ago.
Yeah,
You've launched
we've
it
been
to the
using
public
it now for 5 years, and
Yes.
again, we went and sold roofs. That's why a lot of people get confused with Roofle and Roof Quote Pro, is because we went and sold roofs as Roofle for a few years and used the technology day in and day out and perfected it, and then essentially now just bringing it to the contractor. It's
Right.
like we've been there, done that, did these things, but I think again it's humbling again that to hear about so many other people now getting kind of into this space.
Yes.
Which now is something for us that was just kind of like a breaking news type of story. If you're ready for some sort of breaking news type of story, you like the tea, right?
Oh, I love
We
it.
do.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
drink
that,
the tea,
Yeah.
bro.
listen, are you guys coming back July 12th or 19th? You said middle of July is the big reveal.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we like the tea.
Right.
We do.
We'll have to plan a trip somewhere around there after the launch, as long as the launch goes smooth, which I'm totally confident that it will, 100%.
Nice. Super exciting stuff.
But as you're talking about all these people getting into the space, we just actually this last week we actually just got everything in line and entered into the patent pending phase and moving towards a patent
awesome.
essentially on this technology, which is huge.
Huge.
As far as what we're doing is that essentially now we're going to be able to get a patent on this technology, and I feel pretty confident in
That's
that
awesome.
with the lawyers and the steps that we've taken to be able to do what we did, for them to actually say like, yes, let's go ahead and file. Let's get in there and do this.
Yeah,
Like,
why
so
not?
these guys are like 99% sure. They only file if they're 99% sure they're actually going to be able to get one. So,
Nice.
hats off to all of our guys with submitting all the documentation and
Yeah,
everything that
'cause
we're
I'm
doing.
sure
to
that's
be able to
nothing
level.
easy.
Yeah.
Good
so
stuff.
That's an exciting piece. So it's like, there's people are trying to get into the space and do what it is, but hopefully at the end of the day, that here shortly we'll have essentially a patent on as far as what we're doing. So
Yeah.
the instant estimation, part of it as far as
Good
what
stuff.
we do and how we do it.
So you can't tease us, and I'm going to probe you like I probed Mike the last time he was on the
Probe.
show. Okay, probe's the word of the night.
It is.
What is it? What is there? When you get a colonoscopy, what the hell is that tool that they stick up in there? It's got to be, Mike. You don't
I'm
know.
calling it
You're
a
old
probe,
enough to know.
dog.
You haven't had one done yet. You're older than me. What the fuck? You better get that shit checked out, bro.
I had a guy ask me the other day. He's like, "Well,
Is it a
you're
scope?
not 60 yet." I'm like, "Not 60.
Some
I'm not
kind
even
of-
50 yet."
Right.
I'm like, "What do you-"
You're probably younger than me. I was just busting.
No,
you.
I think
But-
I am actually older. I'm 49.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're slightly older. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
I
Just a
think
couple
I-
years.
yeah,
Just
I thought I was a little bit
Yeah, I'll
older
be
than you.
47 this
Yeah.
year, so we're right there, neck and neck.
Ippy, you got to
Yeah.
get on Google, man. What the hell's that thing they stick up your butt in a colonoscope?
I knew there was a name for it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Siri. Right? Thank you, Siri.
There we go. There's you guys' knowledge for the night if you didn't know
So
that.
get the probe out.
Yep.
What is the new launch, bro? I mean, you can't just. There's only 22 of us watching this thing right
Yeah.
now.
Well,
Okay?
I've seen there's thousands that watch, after a certain period of time, right?
True.
Yeah, there's always
Okay,
thousands,
but-
right?
No.
No?
No. There's only 22 of us right now.
Only about 100. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the new thing that we're going to be to launching, which is going to be exciting, is essentially we're partnering with.
Wait a minute.
What?
Suspense.
What?
It's the dramatic pause.
Yes.
You didn't have a
Drum
dramatic
roll.
pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
Go for it. Do it.
Yeah?
All right, we're good now.
Oh, we're good
What
now?
was it?
Yeah, so it's going to be we are partnering with some measurement companies now, so that essentially now you can basically order your final measurement right within the tool itself.
Okay.
And so really what it looks like now is that now the homeowner will have the ability to be able to request that final
You
quote
should see Mike
by ordering
looking at
this.
you right now. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, you are going to be in so much trouble.
I do not want to be
you are
you.
good.
It's pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much already done. But so, anyways, yeah. So it's pretty much. I think the most exciting part of this all, which I won't reveal this part of it, is that
good.
we actually have a new measurement source that is not even in the market currently. That came to us. That's going to be releasing.
Nice.
Essentially, that it has some new technology, whatever that they
You're
have.
definitely
they're
gonna be
doing.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep.
That-
We're going to be
Yeah.
2 for 2 on
Yeah.
bad tea.
That's what happens when
The
you come
next
on-
story is
come on
going to be
with
about
TC
how
Backer.
Travis lost his job.
Well, it's not just Travis because I was on. So I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm on another.
You're guilty by
podcast
association.
with our chief marketing officer with Matthew, and Matthew's like just so we're all going. I don't know. Can you say that stuff? And now this is great. I love this company. But working with these guys, I used to be the dangerous one.
Yeah.
I'm not the dangerous one anymore, and I love it.
Yes.
And because one of our core values is sending. Right?
Send it.
Yeah, that is.
Send it.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, send it.
Send
that.
it.
I
Yeah.
love that too.
Love
I
it.
love it.
I might steal
I need to
that.
ask.
Just send it.
When the t-shirts, we have t-shirts being made that say that on the back.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's
I
the worst
really
that could
love
happen,
that.
man? You know?
Right. Anything else would be procrastination.
That's right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
No, I love that. That's good stuff.
I'm confident in my team and what we've built and how fast we move and the good stuff that we build. Like essentially at this point, like we feel like no one's really going to catch as far as what we're doing.
That's awesome. And that's a good feeling
Hell
too.
yeah, man.
It's
Keep
a great
rocking.
feeling.
Yeah.
Keep rocking that shit.
Yeah.
So you said that you're actually going to be able to launch it or discuss it. When the
Middle of July.
Middle of July.
middle of July?
Yeah.
Yeah,
middle
so
of
I say
July.
we set them up for
Yeah.
Wednesday, July 19th to come back on.
Yeah, let's talk
Do a
about it
behind the
since you're
ToolBelt
one of our
special.
predominant
Yeah.
sponsors. I mean, why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Unroll it. I mean, fully unroll it and describe it, and maybe even like screen share a little bit
Yeah.
and show someone how it works.
can do
and
some
how they can do it.
demonstrations, maybe?
Do you care?
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Now, I can't lock in a day because here's what I've learned about technology
Okay.
that's different than
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
construction.
Okay.
So even if they tell you a date,
Yes.
sometimes those dates
No,
don't.
that's fair.
You know,
That's
fair.
Yeah.
Like the bugs and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Construction's like just go to Home Depot and figure it out, right? Go get something to go
Yeah,
do it.
of course,
This is
right.
much
No, no,
different
no.
than
Yeah,
that,
right.
right?
Yeah,
But
totally.
definitely in that time frame, as we get closer, we can set up something and we can definitely discuss it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be great. Great
Yeah.
idea. Let's get them back in here. Or maybe we'll go to wherever you guys are or something. Maybe we'll definitely make it interesting.
Yeah.
To not that it won't already be public at that time, but still, hopefully we can be one of the first platforms that you guys announce your big rollout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that.
We should do like a gender reveal type of thing,
Yeah, there
like
you
a blue
go.
and a pink and
Yeah.
something like that.
Gender reveal. I think I'm getting eaten alive by the studio audience with Snapchat filters right now because these guys are having way too much fun behind the cameras.
I love it.
I have an idea.
Yeah, we wondered
You
why
forget
our
that I work
viewers
50
went
hours
down
a week with you guys.
because you guys are posting shit and they're all going over to see what you guys are posting about us. No, this has been shit.
This is good, man.
Yeah,
this is good.
This is good stuff.
I love the energy.
So what's the next? So you guys have been doing this Atlas tour. Explain to me what that is, and I'm being sincere. Like I just for whatever reason I'm out of the loop on that.
Yeah, so the Atlas Tour is actually one of the coolest tours I've ever been a part of and actually seen. It's they basically go around to all the like different stadiums that you get to go to. So like you're in the stadium and you get to go to tour the stadium. You're in the facility. You get to go on the field in a lot of cases, kick field goals, things like that.
Okay. I've seen people doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you go to these stadiums. They hold these events at stadiums. Contractors come in, and then Atlas brings in a few speakers, and then they talk about different things,
Yeah.
and speak, and then they also talk about their products and the cool things that they're doing learning, they're releasing, and it's really about educating contractors. That's the thing that we love
Okay.
too. We
Yeah,
believe about
yeah,
is
I
that we
love
want to
that.
always educate contractors as much as we can. Knowledge is power for a lot of
Were
these
you guys speaking at it?
Yes. So we get like a 10-minute spot. We didn't make the high list. Maybe next year we'll
Yeah,
get the
right.
high list where
Yeah.
we get 30, 40 minutes. But yeah, we get like a 10-minute spot where we talk
Okay.
about kind of what we do, how we did it. Talk about a little bit about e-commerce, things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get a little bit of time up there to be able to talk to some of these contractors, and the response for us has been fantastic.
I bet.
To go around to different spots of the country, and some of the spots like there's not shows in a lot of these areas where
No.
we're going to.
Up
Like
north here, no.
No, there's not many shows. So come in here, and really we meet a lot of contractors we've never met before.
Yeah.
I've never really heard of us or anything that we're doing, and we get to talk to them, and the response has been great. But yeah, the tour is awesome. I highly recommend the next shows. I think the next one they're doing is in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And this is the next one. It's at the end of July. But I highly recommend you check it out at Atlas's website to see if there's something coming near you. But I highly recommend everyone just go check it out. I mean, they give away so many prizes.
Really?
I mean, they're giving away so many prizes at these things, like signed jerseys and tickets and all these things
Wow.
that you get to win. So like it's a
Yeah.
fun day overall. It's a fun day at the park, and it's been pretty awesome.
I love how Atlas markets themselves with the cool hat. What is it? Live. What?
Work, roof.
Yeah, they're on their hat. Their
something.
hat's cool. They always got a truck at these shows.
Asphalt Life.
Yeah, Asphalt Life, and just now they're doing this tour.
Yeah.
Going to different stadiums and stuff. It's pretty cool. But I didn't really, honest to goodness, I didn't know what it was about. But I saw like Tim Brown was someplace kicking the
Yep.
football through a field goal and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're bringing speakers in.
There was a
and-
lot of editing on that one too. He was
was there?
horrible at it.
Really?
He finally got one in.
Was it because he was too tall?
No, it's because he was a bad athlete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I don't know how could you not know about this tour? I mean, Travis and I learned how to Photoshop
Yes.
Yeah.
because of this tour, and
I've noticed that too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like really. I'll be honest with you. They're like Facebook. I haven't been really engulfed. My focus is someplace else. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of traveling back and forth from South over to Delaware and stuff like that here a lot lately. And I don't know. I just haven't been. And then of course Wednesday nights here and stuff. And I see Chris very distracted. What are these guys doing over here?
I think there's got to be some memes or something.
Yeah,
it's bad.
I'm scared.
I know it's
I'm
gonna be
scared
bad.
what this is gonna be.
But I've been distracted, and again, Alice has done a great job of promoting what it is. I don't know. I just didn't
Yeah.
have my ADHD just would not let me like read what it was that they were doing because I was trying to maintain my focus someplace else for a minute. And
We've had a lot going on. To
Yeah.
be fair, man, there's been a lot going on during the normal full-time jobs.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting things.
Yeah.
And you've been playing your role, making sure you're doing what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can all do what we do. So
Yeah.
This is the first time I've been hearing about this full-time job thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
do
thought this
work.
was full time.
We do.
Yeah,
work.
we do work.
We do.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we do. But it's not like work.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
sure.
Because what you saw us do out there is what we do here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now Rocket, he's out of school now, and he has been up my butt about coming to work with me. And Monday morning, because we were traveling and stuff like that, and this week seemed to be he's been out of school now for a couple weeks now.
They're like migrating across the studio
Yeah.
and taking pictures. I'm like,
Yeah,
There's
I can't wait
something
to see
going
this. We might have to have a whole episode about memes. But he's been dying to get there, and everyone so far he's been here since Monday.
Yeah.
And we're trying not to break the child labor law with him right now. But
Edit that, Mike.
but that's the atmosphere. Like you can bring a 14-year-old kid here and not
Yeah.
worry about him being bored. Or hearing something that he shouldn't hear because obviously he's my child, so we don't have to worry about that so much, per se. But he's so intelligent, and I just wanted to plug him because isn't he adorable? He's just
he's a good kid,
Yeah,
man. He's a good kid.
He's a good kid. But I don't even know where I was going with that.
I just sure hope
But our work. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
You go.
I just sure hope the memes have something to do with the smallest mic has the largest mic.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm still trying to get over that part of it.
We did that intentionally.
We all look like we're the same height in here, but guys, we are not all the same height in here.
I'm actually
I do
standing
appreciate
on a stool
having
right
the booster, the booster chair that you gave me.
That's a
I
little more
appreciate it.
accurate what you guys see right now.
now. Yeah.
Am I?
Yes.
Can Can I get a boost, please? I'm on my tiptoes.
Yeah.
You got a lot. You have to move a lot of windows to get the stool. So
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately.
That's what happened to the stools.
That is what happened
We had
to
a
the stools.
display out there, and we had to order a window show up today. So.
yes.
So we're talking about how busy you've been,
Yes.
and all the things that are going on,
Yes.
around here. And this is not your full-time job that I just learned.
Well,
there
you're-
are things you do.
Yeah.
And you were saying you were trying to lay low, and the amount that you guys have grown,
Yeah.
you can't hide anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
Secrets
This is
out.
our garage
Yes.
band, man.
Yeah.
Is
This
what
is
we
our
have
garage band.
referred to this as. It's the fun thing that we do on Wednesdays, and honestly, it consumes a lot more time than that for some of us.
Yeah.
To make sure that this all runs smoothly.
Yeah.
You know, me and you are fortunate enough that we just show up on Wednesday nights
Yes.
and hang
For
out
sure.
for an hour and
Yes.
talk while a
Yeah.
lot of the hard
Yeah.
work and the reels and all
Right.
the kind of stuff that Mike and Vic do.
Yes.
To make sure that this shit runs smoothly,
Yeah,
man.
most definitely. Vic's full-time job now, and Ippy sometimes full-time job on top of the 3 other hats that he wears full-time. But Vic, we fully transferred him over to when we got back from traveling. It was like it just made sense with all the content that we didn't want it to go to waste. You know what I mean? Because we got so much content, like more than people, like decades of it within a short amount of time, really. And so Vic's passion, he showed passion towards, it, and it was kind of like it was just a good fit. And so he's been hammering away on the keys and educating himself, self-educating, and then reaching out and getting educated on, whether it be DaVinci editing, all kinds of crazy, wild, cool stuff that we dig, and to watch him grow in this space, being a musician, coming from the electrical security alarm system camera industry, and then coming here, who would ever thought that this is what we would be doing, today. And I wish I could say that this was my full-time job.
Yeah.
Someday it will be. I'm just not done yet. I'm not done pouring into our team and creating opportunities for them. And really, because it's funny, I'm going down this rabbit hole right now because, Mike, I wanted to ask you a question. Like, you had a why before, prior to making the decision to leaving your prior job and coming to Roofle. Has your why changed, or your purpose, you feel? I mean, obviously we all say our family is our why, but what do you think your passion for something has changed now
Great question.
that you're doing this?
No, not at all. I mean, I get so much pleasure out of seeing people be successful, and I know the team at Roofle is the same way, and Joe has always been that way. When you see people being successful and you get to be part of that and watch them grow because of you, that's really been a passion. And I love creating, and you don't want to know what's going on in my head at any time, because I love doing what I do. But at the end of the day, I believe that God has purposed me to do things that are pretty unique, and it's such a joy to be able to be part of that and to see that come to fruition.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is what I love doing, and it's been an absolute pleasure to do.
No
it.
doubt.
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
No
awesome
doubt.
that you found that, man.
Yeah, for
We
real.
have a saying that we say around here, man. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yes, that's what
And
we were trying to get to.
We're
really.
fortunate enough that I wake up, and obviously there's some mornings I'm tired or whatever, you know what I mean? But I never ever am like, I got to go to work today.
Yeah.
Or I have to go to that place or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fortunate to have that. And I know that a lot of people here can also agree with me that they feel that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the laughter we hear, that I hear, even when the door's closed, like, I don't have to have the door open to hear the screaming and hooting and hollering that's going out there, and that in itself is what it's all about, right? The impact on those people's lives, and learning how to pick and choose your battles, right? And it's not that some things just aren't that important. Right. And certain things have become more important. And that's kind of why I asked you that question, because, maybe you didn't get to use your creativity as much as you wanted to prior to this new position that you've taken recently, right? And now it's opened up like this other, more creative, because I personally, and a lot of times we don't see it ourselves. But
don't even
other
realize
people's- Yeah, right. You don't even realize it. Other people see it before we see it, but I've seen you, grow, I guess, come out of your shell a little bit. Like there's a different Mike here from the first time
Yeah.
From when I met you, right? That now you're like this influencer,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're coming out of your shell. You know what I mean? You're finding your niche. You're finding your spot, and it's kind of opened up this other avenue for you. I think this is just me being a spectator.
Yeah, it's 100%
in
like
your
that.
journey.
Yeah, it's 100%
here.
like that. And having Travis always, pushing me to
Right.
congratulate. And, one of the things, and it might sound stupid or menial, but, one of the things, it's very exciting to be part of a team where, like, every single time we have a new subscriber, Travis is right on there, and we're celebrating.
Yeah.
And our text messages are full of celebrating, and the number of times that Travis is, man, we're trying to recognize the amount of success. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
We
We can edit that.
This is a
Hey,
dirty
Vic,
one.
can you edit that quick?
Oh
Okay,
my
we got it?
gosh!
Okay.
All right, we're in a whole new set of memes now.
Yes, right? Yes.
The probes and the part and the sex and no.
Right.
The success that the team is having together and sharing that together and really celebrating that every single time. It's been a great.
Yeah.
And again, like, and I tell
Success.
everybody that comes on is like, we hired you for a reason of who you are. So we want you to be who you are. So it's like, if I'm going to bring on Mike and we know how Mike is, right? I'm not going to hold him back
Yeah.
from what he does and
I
what he
love that.
wants to do, right? So it's like, we'll train you and give you the ropes as far as, what we do here and what our vision is. But along the way, we brought you on for a reason, that you were a
Yeah.
good fit with us. Like, so
Totally.
we don't bring people on that are not a
Totally.
good fit both ways, right? So go be you. Go do what you want to do. Because if
Yeah.
you do that, it's going to make everyone else more successful around you. And
Totally.
I think that you live a very similar model that I have, as far as like, and I like to say it a lot, is just like, I do what I do for each and every one of you. Essentially, like for all
right.
the people that are
Yeah,
around me, right?
absolutely.
Like, that's why I wake up every day, is to make sure that people around me are successful. And I want everyone who does come to work here to be able to be themselves and
Yeah.
do what they really enjoy to do. Like, I don't want to
That
hold
can
them
get
back.
you in trouble sometimes. too.
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like for me, because I am passionate and I care and I never want to see anybody struggle, right? But it's a good thing to be that person, right? And I think there's a lot of that missing, like, and it's not sympathy, right? I don't even know if I like sympathy. It's empathy. Right, empathy, because I've been where I've been. And Zach, I'm glad that you stuck. Big shout out to Zach, my nephew. I've always wanted this to be a family-owned and operated business. You know what I mean? Whether you're blood or not blood. And it makes my heart happy to see that my 14-year-old's running around here acting like the rest of us knuckleheads, right? And then my nephew, and of course Vic and Bake and all of us, right, have suffered a lot from the same struggles and stuff. And I think that's why a lot of us hit it off so well. Right, and we don't have a problem with ringing each other up either, because sometimes there's got to be those uncomfortable conversations sometimes, right? And or parenting. There's a lot of parenting involved. You know what I mean? It's not always peaches and cream, right? It isn't. Sometimes it's assholes and elbows. Like, but that's what's cool, because they know when it's time. You know what I'm saying? To like, we all got to pull together here. We got a mission. We got to get this bid out. We got to get that quote done. We got to get this house done. Whatever the case might be, like the laughter stops, and now we're serious. We got our game face on. And going back to, like, you just got to pick and choose your battles. It's like they know, and when somebody starts here, everyone says, "What's the start time?" It's like, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. That's just a battle we've chose not to fight, right? You'll figure it out. Next thing you know, they're rolling in at 7:30. They realize, like, everyone's been here for an hour and a half.
Yeah. You'll get your balls busted a couple times.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, I need to be here, because now you feel like you're letting your team down. Like, they're not getting stressed because they're going to be scolded. They're feeling that anxiety in the morning because they're letting their team down. It's kind of like a form of manipulation if you really think about it. But it's like, it's not like it was intentional. Like, I didn't mean to manipulate you to be here at 6 o'clock or whatever that time is. But most people, it's like, you got to get the kids on the bus? Cool. Babysitter was sick? Cool. And going back to, like, they know that, okay, I guess if I'm at home, I got to work. After the kids go to sleep, got to crack open the laptop. I don't know how many times you've done it, and everybody has done that.
Absolutely.
And you get more production that way when you don't feel cornered.
Right.
I guess maybe when you walk into a place, and we do celebrate.
Absolutely.
We celebrate the small. It doesn't matter how small of the victory. And this started back a few years ago when it was
COVID.
like, it's just, let's just stack up the small wins.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, first and foremost, I put my feet on the ground this morning,
Yeah.
right? Like my feet hit the floor. I'm vertical. I'm sucking air. Win, right? I didn't hit the snooze button 5 times. Super stacking wins, right? You know what I mean? It's just, you got to keep it that small at times, because we can focus on and get fixated on that 2% of the negativity bullshit. Sometimes,
Absolutely,
at least
man.
I can get jammed up in that. And it's like 98% of everything else in my life is beautiful, but I'll get hemmed up on that 2%. Right. And but not for very long.
But you got to keep the 0% drama. The drama kills everything,
Yes, it
and
does.
it's so annoying.
Right.
So it's really cool to be, when you have a bunch of people, and that's the culture.
Right.
Yeah.
When you all have each other's back, there's no need for drama.
Right. And there's not, but you do get that sometimes. But how do we deal with it is that's where the accountability comes in. Like, yo, dude, like
Right.
you're in a fucking funk and it's rubbing off on me.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a high pressure environment,
Yeah.
man.
And I don't like it,
It takes a certain special breed of person to do what we do, all the team members that are here.
Yeah.
And probably with you guys too. I mean, you guys can't just bring anyone in
Yep.
Yeah.
and fit
No.
that culture and fit, be that person. But
Yes.
the people that are here, to go back on your point, Ty, people don't mind opening that laptop at 10 o'clock at night if that's what it takes, because we all know what it takes to do our link in the circle of safety. And we're willing to do that. We know, like, I know what I need to do this week. I know what I need to get done. And if I can't put 12 in today, if I can only put 8 in, I'm going to make that up. Whether I got to work Sunday, I got to work Saturday, whatever. There's time in my life. This is my life. You know what I mean? This is my career. This is my life. This is my family. So, and I know that 99% of the people in this place will do the same thing and feel the exact same way. I don't know how many times I hop on our CRM. You can see when people clock in and clock out. I'll hop on there to clock out, and I just seen that someone clocked in, and it's like, okay, get it. You know what I mean? It's just cool, man. It's cool to have that.
We work for each other. They know that they're so good at their job that he has a job. He's so good at his job that they have a job. You know what I mean? And it just goes down. And it's like we show up for each other like you guys do, whether you know that or not. But you're showing up for each other and having a positive impact on each other and actually leveling each other up. You know what I mean? And we've been talking about this a lot. Like when I was a kid, okay, I hung out with a crowd that was less desirable, okay, and I wanted to fit in so bad. Do you know what I mean? And I would show out. I would do really stupid things. I would pick up their slangs, their terminology, some of their bad habits and stuff like that. And that was leveling me down. And I had no idea. I thought I was the cool kid standing on the corner, right? Today we have the choice to surround ourselves around people that are positive, that are trying to do the next right thing and have a positive impact on my life. Like we're reciprocating it back and forth, like with the zero drama, right? And it's like I want to be now this is the cool kids. Yeah. Right. Like now we're the cool kids and I want to be just like Mike. I want to be just like Travis. Like I want to be leveled up just like Travis. You know what I mean? And it's just funny how like when you start to identify that I'm only as good as those that I surround myself around. Right. I'm only as positive as those that I surround myself with. I'm only as motivated as those that I surround. I mean, and infinitum. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. You know what I mean? And that's the culture that you guys have developed. It's contagious. You know what I mean? It rubs off like osmosis. If you sit there long enough, you're either going to be negative or you're going to be positive. It depends on who I'm standing next to.
Yeah,
not to bore you. You're getting ready to fucking yawn on me.
No, culture's an amazing thing, right?
It is.
It's truly an amazing thing because I've been able to go around and travel the country and see a lot of these different organizations that have different type of cultures, but work for them.
Yes.
Right. And culture is something that like essentially it's grown and it's curated over time as far as to build up that culture. It's not like you're going to start a company and say this is going to be our culture. It's like a lot of the culture is brought up by the people that you hire and how it happens. But the hardest thing is like that I've learned is like when you have a cancer, essentially, you got to cut it fast.
Oh,
yes, totally.
Because it can destroy your culture.
It really can.
Not
quickly.
can, it will.
It will. Yeah.
And
it will.
sometimes that's the hardest thing to do because it really is, because we've watched me go through that. They've watched me go through it and all eyes on me. Like, what is he going to do? how's he going to handle this? You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's like I just don't know what to do, and sometimes when you don't know what to do, it's do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until the pain's great enough, then I'll get off my dead ass and do something about it. Fortunately, I don't have to do that anymore. There has never been an I. It's always been a we. Typically, it's brought to my attention and it's already been dealt with. Right. So that's what's super cool, is knowing that the team knows what's best for the team. They know how to think. Right. Like they don't need to be told what to think. Like, y'all already know how to think. So it's like they take care of that. Not that we should have spun this around on us, but we get what you're saying as far as the camaraderie, the fellowship and the camaraderie is what it really comes down to, and that cool vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that's when you have that momentum, like that's not the time to start pumping the brakes.
You don't grow when you're comfortable, man.
No. You keep hitting the gas. You know what I mean? Where you guys are right now is a super cool ass place, and it's like a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And you two and your team are the only ones that can fuck that up.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And especially, I think years from today, you know, we're going to sit down and talk about, you know, people are going to wonder, how did you keep culture as you were growing as fast as you were, and you guys know what that's like. I mean, you guys are growing so fast, and your culture has to be in tune.
It really does.
What your growth.
The message has to be the same, regardless if I'm here that day, he's there, or a group of us leave. That message has to be the exact same when our backs are turned, and that's probably been some of the hardest. Not really. I mean, if you lead by example, and the guy below you leads by example, and the people beside him start leading by example, it really it's contagious, you know. And over time, repetitive, just over and over and over and over and over, and them watching the results of people that aren't conforming to the culture, even though they're great at their job, it's kind of like, you don't fit.
You don't fit.
Yeah, you don't fit. And we've had those uncomfortable conversations with people where it's like, you're great, we'll give you an awesome recommendation, and you'll probably excel well wherever you go, but unfortunately, you just don't fit in here. Yeah, and that's tough.
It is.
Because we're here to make impact, and I want to see so where do you draw that line?
Yeah.
Like, can we change them? Can we make them conform? Do you know what I mean? Because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm a glutton for punishment. You know, and I'm naive, too. So when do you draw that line?
I don't think anybody wants to force anything on anybody, because once it's forced,
that's true.
But at that point,
not that we force it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. That you're trying to say, like, I'm going to mold this guy to be whatever we want to fit him within our culture, and it's like, you know, you're essentially changing this person to somebody that he not actually is.
Yeah.
To kind of mold them to your culture. It's kind of like either they're going to flourish within your culture.
That's true.
And they're going to be themselves, and everyone's going to get along, or essentially they just don't really fit in, and it eventually just becomes not good for them. But I mean, for myself, I would never want to go to somebody and try to be like, hey, you got to change up certain things.
You got to change your hairstyle.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Or do certain things for them to actually try to like fit in.
Yeah.
Right? It should just
No
naturally
doubt.
just happen.
Yes.
Because when it feels like family, whenever you show up, then naturally they're just going to bring everybody in. And if they don't want to be brought in,
No, I like that.
To that.
Usually within 30, 60, 90 days, you know, if there's
Absolutely.
the true person starts to come out. Right,
Yeah.
like the honeymoon's over. By the time 90 days comes rolling around, you can usually figure no.
They're no longer the new guy anymore.
Yeah,
And at that point, they're kind of the new guy, and everyone's trying to feel him out.
Yes.
Right? But after that, everyone's kind of themselves, and they can kind of know at that point. So 60, 90 days.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Right on. Great freaking conversations.
Absolutely,
Is there anything else that you want to share with us? Because we like drinking the tea.
I think that you've pried enough
Yeah,
out of me.
I'm out of
I'm
energy
waiting to
drinks
see the
here,
messages
so-
that I have that I'm in huge trouble by the time that I leave here. But
I got your back. You
yeah.
looking for a job? No.
yeah, maybe.
I would love to plug because you were talking about what are we up to next, and I'm very, very excited, both personally, professionally, and with Roofle. I have had the absolute privilege of being invited to speak on John Dye's upcoming tour,
Yes.
which also includes some of my favorite people on the planet, which Reggie Brock is going to be speaking. He's a very unique speaker, specifically about growing healthy companies and watchdogging your culture. John Scenic is on that tour, going to be speaking, and he's
The
got
shingle guy.
Oh my gosh, and the processes and the level at which he speaks has been revolutionizing our industry as well.
Yeah.
The Rhino folks are going to be there, and of course John and Leanne. fantastic tour. It's actually coming up at the end of July. First 2 stops are Trenton, New Jersey, and Boston, which I also really enjoy because it's unique places. It's not the same place that every other tour is going.
That's great.
So watch out for that, and specifically, it's been very, very cool to be invited to be on stage for the first time. It's kind of feels like kind of a coming out, especially when I don't really talk about codes and compliance, which is what I typically talk about. We are talking, more of the coming revolution and the technology revolution. So it's been very cool. Check it out. Make sure you go. American Contractor Show, Coast to Coast Tour.
Yes.
Coast to Coast Tour.
Yeah.
Check that out as
No,
well.
I love that, and I couldn't think of a better person to have been asked to go on that. I mean, you're pretty cool too, but Mike's awesome.
Not as cool as Mike.
Right. No, but
Trenton's
no,
close to us too, man.
Yes. Yeah, it's very
3-hour
close.
drive.
We do a good bit of work, and a lot of our workforce comes out of that area. So, yeah. No, this has been dude. I was like a giddy schoolgirl on the way here. That you guys were coming. Thank you so much.
I piddled a little. I was in the back seat.
You piddled?
Did you?
I piddled a little in the back seat.
Is it a rental?
Oh yeah.
Fuck
Did you know,
yeah.
right?
and he bought the insurance. So
Yeah,
There you go.
$13. You can pile it up, total it,
Piddle
and
all
they'll
you
bring out.
want.
But yeah, piddle all you want. Yeah, for sure.
Piddle away.
It's good.
Now, I love it, man. I can't wait to hear about what you guys are launching next. I can't wait to get back on the road with you guys at some point in time. I think we're picking it back up in November.
Okay.
That's when RoofCon starts.
Yep.
And then bam, 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 and bam. Now, this time, people are actually reaching out to us.
Okay.
So we're going to try to pick and choose what makes sense for us, whether it be financially, culturally, things like that, where we feel like we can have the biggest impact, because that's what we're really trying to do here, is really just impact the industry and leave it better than the way that we found it with this show. And we chose this platform to do it on. And that's what we want to do across the country. And maybe we have some other things in the works too, that we have some people helping us.
Awesome.
Stay tuned. One of these weeks we'll announce something on what we're going to do, a little something too. So,
And then I get to come on here and get the tea out of you, right? And I get to prod you and prod you with the kaleidoscope. Is that what it was? Or
Yeah.
something similar?
Kaleidoscope. Is it the
I
kaleidoscope?
like that better. I like that better, guys.
The kaleidoscope?
We're going with kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope. That would actually be kind of cool. If you could
It would
get me on
probably
that.
look weird.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. I'll bring one next time I see you guys.
Yeah,
A
and you guys are doing
kaleidoscope.
amazing things here. We love what you guys are doing
Thank
here,
you.
and the vision you guys have, and what you guys are going to be doing is absolutely amazing. And we love everything you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Both you guys, and
Yeah.
everything you guys are a part of.
Yeah.
It's all
Ditto.
great, and everyone has, I know, the most respect for you guys in the industry that I talk to. Love what you guys do here,
Awesome.
and truly believe in it. And thank
Thank
you,
you.
obviously, for having us. It's an honor to be here and having us
Yeah.
on here.
Mike was rolling his eyes the whole time you were saying.
Oh no, I'm thinking I'm totally dressing up as a proctologist for RoofCon.
Okay.
You can't not.
Yes.
You cannot.
Listen, Mike and Vic will dress up as Mario and Luigi. You guys do the whatever that was that you just said. I'm not even going to try to say it. It'll be great.
Kaleidoscope.
Yeah. And I kind of like the way that we looked as those wrestlers, man. I kind of
Yeah.
like that. I feel like we got the better Photoshop.
Who's Ric Flair? I'll be Ric Flair. Does anyone know Ric Flair from the WWF?
I'll dress up as Macho
That's
Man.
me. I'll dress up like Ric Flair. I'll dye my hair like white, bleach white, and I'm pretty good at the woo. So we'll get it. We'll rock it.
Man.
All right. Cool.
do it.
Yeah.
Now, this has been like amazing. We were at an hour and 16 minutes.
That just gave me goosebumps.
on the road.
Get back to Philly, and again, a quick story. My first time to Philadelphia.
No, shit. Yeah.
First time to Philadelphia,
Let's do this.
first time to Pennsylvania, coming here, right?
Yes.
So in my vision, I've always said, what's Pennsylvania? It's chocolate and Amish, right? That's just the vision in my head, right?
Yes.
So we get here, we're going down the highway, and we come down the highway, and the first thing we pretty much see as we come into town is a big billboard that says, gonorrhea alert, get checked. And I'm like, Pennsylvania is not what I thought.
What is
place
this episode?
Right?
Much different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Welcome to Pennsylvania.
And it's
brother.
an
Welcome to
iceberg.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And it's an iceberg. Like we don't know how big this is. Right?
Right?
What am I driving into?
Yeah.
Stay classy, Philly.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Philly's different.
That's great.
That's for
man.
sure.
Did you guys eat a cheesesteak?
Yeah, we did. Right away.
Yeah.
First thing we did, cheesesteak. Amazing.
Where'd you go?
Where'd you go?
Was it Nick and Tony's? Nick and
Okay.
Nick, is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's a Nick and Tony's.
Nick and Tony's,
So you
yeah,
didn't
it's
do the
fantastic.
Pat and Gino thing?
Dude, they're the worst ones.
We were told that.
But you got to experience.
You definitely got to experience it, but I'm telling you right now, you want to find the hole in the wall mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
Go where the locals go, man.
Yeah,
Go ask the
Joe's,
local.
Joe's is a good one. And there's another one. I think it was Nick and Tony's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another.
It took her about 47 seconds for her to look at us and go, "You're not from around here, are you?"
Yes.
Like, condescendingly,
Yeah.
you have no idea what
Did you
you're
order
doing.
it wrong?
We did. No
Oh,
whiz.
no.
We were totally.
Dude, that's a really quick way to piss someone in line off.
Whiz?
Order your cheesesteak wrong.
Right.
Whiz? Yeah.
whiz.
Oh, it
They
was.
knew immediately. Yeah, you guys are not from around here, are you?
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, definitely not from around here.
Yeah. No,
I'm like, who wants fake cheese on the Philly? But I guess it's popular. I don't
it
know.
is.
Oh, you guys are going to
Whiz.
get beat up
Cheese
if
whiz.
really talking like that.
I know, right? I know, right?
Because we got to go back there now. We're going to have an entourage waiting for us. when we get back.
that would be badass.
Yes,
No.
it's been a great trip, and
Yeah.
Philly's been great to
So
us.
you're going to be in Trenton in the end of July, both of you guys.
So Mike will be going to Trenton and Boston, and then I'll be going to Baton Rouge.
Okay. Okay.
the next
Well,
couple
we'll end up seeing Mike somewhere along the line there, and then I don't know if we'll make it to Baton Rouge or not, but I think I want to jump on this Atlas train at least, and that's where you're going to be in Baton Rouge.
Yep, Baton Rouge. They got Baton Rouge. They got Charlotte. They got Dallas coming
Ooh,
up. Houston.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Okay.
That's going to be at the Speedway, I think, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
we
looking
can probably
forward to
make
that
that work.
Yeah.
Charlotte might even be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can probably bring
Charlotte's
the team
a
up.
short trip,
Bring
yeah.
the team up from Greenville
for sure.
Yeah.
All those guys in Greenville should go.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Now, I gotta get back in the swing of things here and figure out what the hell is going on in our industry.
So many
as far
fun
as
things.
stores.
I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
with what we see and talk to people, there's a lot of big things coming in the industry by the end of this year that are happening. It's
Yeah.
going to be amazing.
It is.
This industry will look a lot different by this time next year for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. And because of people like you and innovators,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
No doubt, bro.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Fun times.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, if you haven't done so already, please hop over to the YouTube page, like and subscribe to that. Go over and give Roofle some love. 30-second quote online, man. They're changing the industry. E-commerce is coming. These guys are the leader in it. So we believe in them. We support them. Go show them some love for sure.
Yeah.
Everyone have a good rest of your week. Episode 183 was a banger.
Yeah, it
like,
was.
it was even better than I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be. The
Yeah.
energy was even better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Great conversation, guys. I respect you guys a lot. And hopefully you guys have a good rest of your week, man. We'll see you guys next Wednesday, 7 p.m. for episode 184.
Boom.
See you.